get things kicked off. So I'm going to go 2 times speed here through this one since we are a little bit behind. Tom Cruise, welcome in. How's it going today? All right, big start. We are kicking off the 1v1 section here, Leary versus Sebastian. And we are on Arctic Circle, which has led to some pretty good, it's been okay for team games as well, but I've actually preferred Arctic Circle in 1v1s, I think. So this should be good. I don't think Fox has a great chance to beat WeSports in the 1v1 section, but you never know. And Sebastian can definitely take a win off Leary here, so this would be a good start for them. We've got Malians here for Leary, and the Japanese for Sebastian. Okay, Japanese are the most water-focused civ for Fox. And that might end up being important later on in this series, because we do have a good quantity of water maps here. So interesting that Fox decided to burn the Japanese early on like this, but if they do, obviously if they win the 1v1 section here, it all what's the word I want? It's worth it, right? Yale plays also today. Well, you might think so, but apparently they didn't tell me who. Some player on one of the teams between GL and Slapity is sick today, apparently. So they've had to substitute out Barbatacos versus Black Sails instead. So sorry to dash your hopes, Tom. But GL will have to be played a different day. I don't know who's sick, but hopefully they get better in time to play their set well. All right, Feudal Age on the way for Leary. Going heavy onto wood. Look at this. Literally every villager he has is on wood except for these two. I wonder if he wants a second dock to play for water here. Sebastian is obviously winner of Thalassocracy Cup, right? Sebastian is notoriously good on hybrid maps. Whereas I don't see Leary playing hybrid maps that often, to be honest. I'm sure he's fine on them, but... Alright, we're going on to gold. It is not a second dock, so just an archery range opening here for Leary. Seba is going stable opening with the Japanese. Interesting, okay. We do also have a fire galley on the way for Seba. So Leary's fishing eco is going to be contested here eventually. It is a little bit more awkward, and I'm going to slow down to 1 time speed. Now we can always skip a little bit of the next game. It is always a little awkward trying to go archers and navy, since they both take the same resources, right? So going to be a little bit tougher for Leary, as Sebastian is thinking about adding in a second dock. He has to box a penguin to death to get there, but Leary is also... Leary has attracted some penguins. Okay, they only chase so far, though. Interesting. Scouts coming across the field. Leary's base is still pretty wide open. Extremely wide open, actually. He has a spearman back in defense. I don't know if that's going to be enough. He has 1 spearman back on the fish as well. This is smart thinking from Leary, knowing the scouts could arrive back here. 3 unupgraded scouts. I guess we're waiting until foraging. I was going to say we could maybe take the fight here and kill some fish, but it's always awkward fighting spears before you get foraging in. Leary's army is circling around, but Sebastian has actually walled himself up. So maybe some harassment on the back of the wood line, but shouldn't be too much damage in here. Market for Leary, and I actually like Leary has milled his like secondary deer pile. I think this is good. Otherwise, you have to just kind of mill nothing because there's no berries or anything on this map. So I think it makes sense to mill some deer, and then you can use your scout for other things, right? Leary immediately sells his stone. His fishing eco is taking some hits, though, and I think all of his fish are going to go down now. The singular spearman was not enough. And, okay, we're bringing more spearmen over, but we've already lost basically everything over here. This villager is going to go down to maybe? Maybe not. Spearmen do get the bonus damage against ships, so they take care of the fishing eco very quickly. We do have a demo out for Leary now, so the scouts have to be a little bit careful, but they've already killed everything but this one villager, so they don't really need to hang around there anymore. And Sebastian's doing really good damage here. It's going to be another dead villager. Forging's already in on these scouts. There are some weak ones in here, but a second vill goes down. It's going to be a third. Leary is losing a lot right now. His army is doing nothing on the other side. Fishing eco still going strong for Sebastian at home. And it's 12-0 eco KD. A lot of that was fishing ships, but that is still a big number. And Sebastian has now 12 plus 2 Japanese fishing ships. So the res collected already ahead for Sebastian. It's going to skyrocket in Sebastian's favor pretty soon here. And Leary's little offensive forward has just not done anything. Sebastian could clear this up now, honestly. You want to against the spearman? Maybe it's not worth it. Just hang around long enough for Leary to feel like he can't harass anything. Okay, capture age. Having a good think about this. It's fine, it's early for all of us. Usually I'm the one struggling, not capture age, but it is what it is. Okay, we're killing the penguins. That feels a little rude. Castle Age is on the way for Leary. So maybe this Castle Age timing can save him, as he's still taking some damage in the back now from the fire galleys. Leary tried to re-add in the fishing eco, but the scouts just come back again. Oh no. And that's going to be some more dead fishing ships. Nice block in the front from Seba as well. Doesn't want to stick around probably with the spearman out, but already done good damage. He will lose his fire galley here if he's not careful. Scouts get a good engagement on the spearman though as they try to get hits on the navy. Leary's coming back with more archers. There are skirmishers here. Leary can take this fight, but it's probably not ideal right before you hit Castle Age. He's going to be losing a lot of archers here, actually. Yeah, unfortunate. But what's he going to do with these archers anyway? He might kill a couple villagers around the back. But that Weakville from earlier goes down. Fishing ships are just having to run in every direction. Crossbow coming in for Leary. He's going to need to find a lot of damage here. Needs to find a lot of damage here. He needs Sebastian to not look at his base for like 2 minutes to get back in this game, it feels like. Fishing ships get chased down. And Leary's dead. I'm pretty sure. I don't want to call it for Leary, but I'm pretty sure. Leary does not stick around in games super long, I will say. Leary is not quite a Daniel as far as calling GGs early, but he does not stick around if he feels like he's not winning a game. And I think we're rapidly approaching that point. Probably as soon as Seba hits Castle Age, to be honest. 19-0 Eco KD in Seba's favor is kind of crazy. Okay, there's also a goose in here trying to fight. The scouts now have bloodlines, armor, and forging, so GG. Okay, Sebastian absolutely demolished Leary. I said Seba had a shot to take a game off Leary. I didn't think it would be quite this much of a trouncing. 0 eco damage from Leary that entire game. Sebastian completely railroaded him out of his base. Great defense on the backside of all this damage. And, well, Sebastian maintains his title as hybrid master, I suppose. All right. Welcome in game 2 of the 1v1 section here. Fox versus WeSports. We've got Hart versus Mihai here on Amargosa. Incas for Hart. It is the Chinese for Mihai. Okay. Incas versus Chinese is an interesting one. I don't know, actually, who I would favor here. Feels like Incas probably up until a certain point, right? And then it probably switches to Chinese late in the game. But if the Incas can just get into like Eagle spam, play it like Arabia, I think they should feel pretty good here. But only 18 seconds of idle time for Mihai is pretty good, so the eco might just be too strong for Mihai. We'll have to see. You definitely can't just chill out until Castle Age, so we'll see how much damage Hart's able to do in Feudal Age, if any. I think that's going to be key to how this game goes. Okay, Deer is trolling Mihai pretty heavily here. Oh my god! This Deer, bro! Okay, we just move on to another one. That was crazy. The Deer was like right here and it got all the way back here. We need a tier list of pushables. I think Deer is the worst, right? Between like Deer, Ibex, I'm forgetting Zebra, like all those kinds of things. I feel like Deer is the worst. Feels like it goes back way more often than the other things. I don't know if it's actually any different, but psychologically, I feel like I fail Deer lures far more often than any other animal. All right, mining camp here for Hart. Obviously, it's going to be an archery range opening for the Incas. We are starting off with a Drush here, though. Mihai's up faster, and we'll see. It's looking like an archery range opening, which I don't know. I don't actually know if I would prefer scouts here to the archers, but we're going to try. We're not going to quick wall the wood line back here, but there are a lot of vills on this wood line, so Hart can't really take a fight back here. He just can be annoying. This is a nightmare to try and wall. I think this is still open, right? Pretty sure a villager's walked out. That's a vill down. Okay. I said Hart needed to find damage early. That's damage early. One villager down already. Mill comes down on the shorefish. Archer is out. Oh boy. That's going to be another dead villager. It has not been the cleanest response to this men-at-arms rush at all. This might be another dead... I can't get in front of it. 2 dead vills, though. That evens up the ecos, basically. Actually, it doesn't. We need one more villager to die. Which can still happen. There are a lot of weak ones on farms now. But that's really good for Hart. Needed to happen, honestly. That puts Hart, I think, heavily in the driver's seat now. Getting that early damage in on the Chinese is very, very necessary in a lot of matchups. And Mihai doesn't take a great start to this fight either, is losing archer numbers to the skirmishers. So Hart did not end up opening archers after all. Just went straight into skirmishers after he saw the range from Mihai. Now the stable comes down. Yeah, I mean, I guess the archers helped clear up the men-at-arms rush. So maybe it was worth it anyway, but I still think maybe stable opening is correct, potentially. I'm curious how many skirmishers Hart's going to make here. I don't know how much damage you find going full skirm eagle. Doesn't feel perfect. Where are these villagers going? They just want a box. Okay. This seems a little aggro from Mihai, I won't lie. Seems very aggro. He is going to kill an eagle, maybe. Is that worth it? Okay. Just needed to get some aggression out, I suppose. Happens to all of us. Fletching's on the way now from Mihai. And he's got quite a good group of archers. Do you just send these forward? How much value are you going to find engaging on these skirmishers in the back? I feel like you just send the archers forward and see if you can... I mean, there's damage to be found, right? A couple skirms in defense, but... Instead, we're just chasing this army around the back. Don't even need the archers for this. The scouts can clear all this up. Okay, archers going forward now. Get some good damage in on the eagles as they try and reinforce the skirmisher army. We're going to lose archers in here. I think this is still going to be a pretty good engagement, though, for Mihai. Maybe not. A lot of HP has gone down on these archers. Archer mass is much more important than skirmisher mass, too. Forging coming in, so we're going to have quite the elongated feudal age fight here. Neither player is thinking about castle age just yet. But the pressure is going to be in Hart's base for the first time this game. And the army is much more dangerous right now for Mihai compared to Hart. Archer Scout is way, way better than Eagle Skirmisher in the feudal age. Like, it's not even close. I don't know if there's enough, though. Archer numbers not looking too hot here. Archer HP looking even worse. Forging is in. The armor's in for the Eagles, though. I mean, we cleared up all of Hart's army, but no villagers go down. We did force the tower, which is nice. That means Hart's not going to be able to sell stone up to Castle Age at any point, whereas Mihai still has that choice if he wants to do so. I think you always do here, unless you really want a castle. I don't think additional town centers is something you're thinking about early on this map. And this is an issue. There are a lot of places open for Hart, right? He has some army in defense. The tower helps out a lot over here, but there's still villagers out and about in a lot of different areas that can be hit. Wheelbarrow coming in for Mihai. Hart also has a minute 40 of vital TC time, so that kind of reverses the eco snipes he did earlier. That's basically 2 vills, which is all he killed. So Mihai is even on villagers, but up wheelbarrow now. Also up horse collar, so the macro behind feels a little bit stronger for Mihai. Res collected a little bit ahead for Mihai, but not that much. Skirms are fully upgraded now for Hart. Still pumping out Eagles and Skirmishers. And, Fox. Mihai is going to click up here. This might be a 2-0 sweep in the 1v1 section here. Mihai is looking to be in a very, very good position here versus Hart. Market for Hart, but what can he even do with this market, right? He can sell some wood. Like, it's not going to be that strong. Can you ever take this fight? Maybe once the armor comes in on the scouts, you can. The spearman provides a lot of value in this engagement. Bloodline's even coming in, so it's going to be knights in the next stage, which is to be expected, I think. Art's going to be able to click up. Oh, it's so awkward. He's going to be able to click up, but he's so far behind. Bloodlines hits in another 5 seconds, and then I think Mihai just takes this fight, and here we go. He's gonna try and snipe the spearmen if he can with the archers. There he goes. He's gonna lose his archers, but who cares? He's not making crossbows in the next stage anyway. He's just going full knight, so it doesn't even matter if he loses the archers. The scouts are more important here. And everything goes down for Hart. Castle Age is only 10 seconds away now from Mihai. Still minute 45 away for Hart. How in the world do you survive for almost 2 minutes with knights streaming into your base? Look at the eco here. Really good. 1k res ahead for Mihai now. And, well, we'll see what damage Mihai can do. He still has not done any eco damage himself. Hart has self-inflicted some eco damage. But no villager kills yet for Mihai. I think that's going to change real quick here, though. Husbandry on the way in. Knights are about to arrive. And all this feudal military feels so bad against knights. It feels really bad. We're going heavy into spearmen. 3 barrack spearmen production, so we might actually click pikemen as the first upgrade in Castle Age here for Hart. A lot of eco is being displaced from where it wants to work. It is. Pikeman is the first thing we click here. That always feels bad, but it might be necessary. I just don't think we're in a... Like I said, Eagle spam in Castle Age should feel better for Incas, but I don't think we've arrived to Castle Age at the correct timing to take advantage of that. Second TC for Hart. Okay. Second armor is in for the knights, though. Monks are coming across the field, or maybe they're just collecting relics. Okay, just relics coming in so far for Mihai. Pikemen are good if they can all be together taking a fight, but the issue, again, is Hart's base is so spread out that you can't really keep your pikemen all together, or else you're leaving large portions of your base completely uncovered. First eco kill of the game for Mihai. Second follows up closely behind. The knights are swarming. They take a fight at the front. That's 2 relics in from Mihai, and he's going to get a third out here. There's another one here he can probably take. And this one is not untakeable either, to be honest. We're trying to switch into eagles now. You have to eventually. They're very weak still. No eagle warrior upgrade, no armor, no attack. Squires is not even in. I don't know. We'll see. Feels real rough, though. Even healing up the weak knights is Mihai. Fox is looking really clean so far. Fox is looking really clean. If they can transition this into the team game portion, WeSports has to be careful. At a certain point, you can just take this fight with your cavalry. You're going to lose a lot of knights, but it probably doesn't matter, right? Just win the fight. Who cares if it's cost effective? You're like 2k res ahead, 2k5 res ahead. Okay, monks coming out in defense for Hart. Incas don't have tremendous monks, but they're okay against knights. Hart did beat Mihai to the second TC, which Mihai is only adding in now, so the villager discrepancy might trend back in Hart's direction as he drops his third TC. Maybe this is the only way. If you can just put down a ton of TCs. The farming eco is not pretty. It's got to be said, the farms are really not pretty for Hart. A lot of these are quite inefficient. Handcart coming in from Mihai. Light Cav are going to dive on the monk, or think about it, at least. Scorpions. Big Scorpion push here from Mihai. Okay. Scorpions are going to do well against everything except the converted knights. Monks going down in the back. More villagers going down in the back as well. Scorpion goes down, but so too does the infantry. And, well, GG. I was going to say, I don't really know what else to say here. Okay, that means we can switch this to the best of 5, and we give Fox the first point. They take the 1v1 section 2-0. Okay. Maybe I was underplaying Fox a little bit here. I don't know. I thought WeSports would at least put up a better fight than this, even if they lost. Leary got steamrolled. Hart put up a good fight here. The early damage was good. Just, I don't know, the full skirmisher eagle play just doesn't feel good enough if your opponent is in archer scouts. I almost think you need to go archers yourself there. Give you some more versatility against the scouts. I think that's the issue Hart ran into. Welcome in. This is, we'll say game 2. First team game here, WeSports versus Fox. We are on good old Thar Desert, which is the most played map by far. We've seen this plenty of times. I think we all know how this plays out, generally speaking. But let's introduce our teams fully for the first time today. For WeSports, we have Leary playing as the Armenians. His pocket is Hart playing as the Khmer. And then MBL is pinging his elephants up here playing as the Vietnamese. Also sending a scout forward very early as MBL. Are we going to see some classic MBL laming happen here? We'll keep an eye on this. On the Fox's side, we've got Dark playing as the Magyars. Pocket is Mihai playing as the Mayans. And Margugu actually in here for Sebastian playing as the Huns. Interesting. Very interesting. So, like I said, Fox does not really have water sieves left available to them. So we see the first potential impact of that here as Margugu is forced to go Huns in the water position, which is not the worst in the world. Oh, lame. MBL. Let's go. Master Elephant Lamer here. MBL. Even only took 1 hit from the elephant. Beast. Does he get it away? Can the other team see that? Oh, maybe. But I don't know if they did. We're not seeing any flares or anything. I think MBL actually gets home with this. There's no scouts forward for the opposing team. So MBL with the Vietnamese just stole an elephant off of Margugu. Not the worst thing in the world for Fox for the water player to lose the elephant. They can kind of make up the difference with the fishing ships, maybe. Although, potentially it makes things a little more awkward on the way up to the feudal age. And MBL is actually going to gift the elephant to Leary, I think. Where is MBL taking this elephant? Okay, he's taking the long way. No, never mind. He's actually going to bring it to Hart. Why did he loop through Leary's base? Alright, he's going to take it to Hart's base. This makes more sense. An extra elephant for the pocket Cav player. Feels really good. Okay. Selfless teammate, MBL. Never say a bad word about him. Ever again. MBL is not in WeSports. No, he's just helping out his former teammates for this tournament. At least that's the official word. Maybe he'll join at some point. I don't know. It would make sense, but we'll see. I think he has good chemistry with Leary and Hart, so I'd like to see them continue to play together, but yeah, we'll see what the future holds. Was a bit of a I don't know how closely you've been following the drama that has unfolded in this tournament, but it was a bit of a rocky first tournament already for WeSports from a PR perspective. So WeSports has a lot of interesting decisions to make going forward. You haven't been following? Well, there was a huge argument on the Discord for this tournament between WeSports and a couple other players. It doesn't really matter what it was. It was basically, it started out about a certain set last week. Had a lot of downtime in between games, and people were talking about that, which has been an issue in this tournament throughout so far. But it started out that way, and then a couple players started getting a little, how do I want to say, a little blunt with how they were saying things. And it turned into a big argument between a couple guys. And basically it was WeSports on one side, and like I said, other players on the other side. So, had to be Leary. Well, I can neither confirm nor deny that Leary might have been the originator of the issue, but basically the manager of WeSports eventually hopped on the Discord and said a couple words about players needing to not be rude. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Nice snipe there from MBL in the back of Dark's base. Oh, sorry, MBL and Hart. Hart's actually the one that gave up his scout for that. On the other side, though, Leary loses the docking villager. He was trying to get a second dock up. And he's actually going to lose 2 villagers? Is he? Quick walls? Beautiful. All right. 1 villager goes down for Leary, but he is going to be able to complete the dock, which is the important thing here. Margugu is probably not going to invest a ton into water. As the Huns, you're never going to beat the Armenians on water, so you just want to get enough out here to force Leary to actually invest in water as much as possible before you give up. I think that's probably the way. Margugu's going to start stonewalling up here now, as we've got Dark and Hart dancing at the front with a couple of scouts. Drama makes for more interesting games. Yeah, it can, for sure. It certainly can, especially if WeSports loses here. They could theoretically match up against ROR again in the losers bracket, which is the matchup that started the drama. Not that ROR was necessarily involved in the arguments that much, but it could add in a spicy extra layer of storyline, potentially, going forward. Another villager goes down here. This time it's Margugu. Loses the walling villager to Leary's scout. That's good. Leary is just microing down the fire galleys, and I think Margugu probably is not going to focus on water anymore. He's instead producing scouts, and they are arriving in Leary's base. Leary does have his team... Well, he's got... Dark... Sorry, no. Leary has no one here with him. Hart comes back now, but this is all 3 Fox members currently inside Leary's base. Okay, Dark's not getting a ton of value with these scouts. That's actually very unfortunate. Pathing there was a bit of a trap. I guess it wasn't, though. Why didn't we path out this way? Unfortunate movement in there for Dark. Loses a lot of scouts. This is where Fox needs to do damage. If you give up water, which they've done now, that does mean that you have more on land Leary obviously does not have any land military right now, so you need to be able to do damage here 3v2 now, or else it's going to be a big issue once Leary can boom up with the fishing eco behind him. Or at least that's how these games have played out so far. So we kind of got to take a fight here, ideally. Dark arrives with more scouts, but we're just kind of hanging out. I feel like we force a fight, do we not? Even if it's not in Leary's base, because his base is kind of well put together for defense with the tower and the TC. Guess another tower here from Hart. But we gotta force the issue somewhere. Doc's gonna go down for Margugu. This does mean Leary can send Navy through the back, potentially, which he's already doing. So eventually you want to start expanding to the back here. Could be a little more difficult with Armenian galleys prowling around. Margugu's going to come in on Hart, though. That's a dead villager. Margugu's got to find... Oh! How in the... I guess the villager was blocking the pathing there. Felt like those scouts should have been able to get in. But this is fine. Well, maybe not. A lot of archers for MBL. A lot of archers for MBL. 17 archers for MBL. I suppose Mihai has more. Castle Age on the way from Margugu. So losing the elephant doesn't seem to have impacted Margugu that much. Like I said, getting that early fish does help if you lose the elephant. Surprise Hart was not the first to click up, though. He had the extra elephant. He's not really out popping Dark or anything on scout numbers. Interesting. Castle Age is on the way for Leary and Hart now, though. Castle Age also on the way for Mihai, so it is only Dark and MBL still in the Feudal Age. Dark's going to click up now, though. MBL's trying to chase these scouts around his base. Which is good, but also means MBL's completely at home. Galleys pestering around the back. This is good. I like to see this a lot. A lot of players win water, and then they just, like, don't do anything with their navy. I think it's really good that Leary's spacing these things back here. Okay, MBL hits the market a little bit, and he's able to click up. And looks like both teams are just kind of chilling out until they can get upgrades. Mihai is pinging the front here. Interesting. I don't think you want to force your way in underneath the tower, though, do you? I guess if you can force Hard off gold, maybe it's worth it. Leary's going into his own archers, which are okay for the Armenians. It's probably the best unit the Armenians have late in the game is their archer line, to be honest. Depending on how useful infantry are in any given matchup. Okay, it's a Cav archer switch for Margugu. Interesting. Guess it makes sense with the Huns, but I'm still a little surprised. Crossbow Bodkin coming in for Mihai, so this fight for MBL is going to get really awkward. He has to drop a tower. It's okay. Second TC here for Leary. Second TC for Mihai. I don't know about this, though. There is Navy back here for Leary. He's got Bodkin for his archers, so the galleys are doing pretty good damage. I don't know if Mihai forgot that the Navy was back here or what. Like, he could see it clearly. This galley was attacking the lumber camp forever. That's sloppy. Really sloppy for Mihai. Like, you could even... This TC isn't even good, though. Even if you get it up, like, Leary just gets War Galley and he can destroy the TC from the back here. That's a little weird to me. But alright. MBL has Crossbow, and he's also going Skirmisher. You cannot prevent MBL from going Skirmisher. Team game or what, doesn't matter. He's going to go Skirmisher. Big armies here. Ballistics is almost in for Mihai, and he's got a big ol' army. WeSports has to be careful. They have to be real careful here. They could lose a lot. They could lose a ton here, actually. Art's just bleeding military here. Mihai splits his army a little bit. Art realizes Ballistics in, so he's going to start dancing. Army coming in. Skirmishers actually provide a lot of value here. Until the Knights show up, at least. Great micro here for Mihai. Skirmishers go down. Cavalry from Hart goes down to the ranged units. MBL is going to be losing crossbows. Ballistics on the way for Leary, but where is Leary? He's not in this fight. He's trying to come over to help, but he's too late. His allies get full cleared here before he arrives. And he's going to have to fall back again. Good engagement. Really good engagement for Fox. Ballistics now coming in for MBL, but he just lost his entire army. Ballistics coming in for Leary as well. His army is not amazing. DC is completed back here for Margugu, but again, it's rangeable from the water. Oh my god. Okay. We're gonna box the ships down? I don't think this is a good idea, Margugu. I gotta be honest. I don't usually consider villagers a counter to warships here. Cavalry also can't help. Couple cav archers being cleared up around the back, but they're punching at the front of MBL's base. MBL full skirmisher production here is going to be okay against the cav archers, as long as nothing else is here. Where is the rest of the army? Okay, Dark and Mihai still in the middle of the map. Leary patrols into a fight that he doesn't realize he's taking. Now he realizes. Both players trying to dodge around ballistics here. Margugu does not have ballistics, importantly. MBL doing a great job of just diving these skirms in against the cav archers. Good value there for MBL. Leary trying to micro against Mihai. He's doing a good job. Dark loses a lot of cavalry. Leary's on the fallback here, though. I don't know how Leary did not lose more crossbows. That was crazy micro. It didn't look that crazy, but it must have been. It must have been. Okay, pressure is still forward, which is good. TC's being added in for both sides. Fox is going to be on 3 TCs apiece. Leary is still on 2. MBL just adding in his 3rd now. Imp coming in for Leary. Okay, 2 TC Imperial Age. Can be really good. Get Arbalest, get Bracer. Can swing these fights pretty well. Nobody else is really close to clicking up either. Margugu really needs... Okay, University coming up for Margugu. I was going to say this is necessary at this point. Cav archers just aren't going to find the value they need without ballistics, I don't think. MBL still mostly making skirmishers does concern me, though. I've got to be honest. He is switching back into crossbow production a bit here. But I suppose Vietnamese, maybe it's a little bit better just sticking on skirm than some other civs, but still does not feel amazing in a team game. Okay, Hart takes a fight here to try and save what's left of MBL's army. Leary also comes forward with his, but Leary really does not want to take a fight, if he can help it. A minute away from Imperial Age, he wants to just mass up and get his upgrades. Dark gets War Galley. Oh, interesting. A sneaky little dock back here for Dark. Could force Leary to reinvest into water or just lose water, which could be good. Ballistics coming in from Argugu now, but Imperial Age hits for Leary. And what can he afford? Bracer, Chemistry. Arbalest is going to have to wait a little bit. Okay, dancing at the front. Big army, though. Again, Leary not with his team. Where is Leary's military? Okay, now it's forward. Mihai a little bit out of position. Hey, here we go. Bracer is in for Leary, so his crossbows are doing pretty good damage. No thumb ring from Argugu, it looks like. So the micro is kind of awkward for his Cav Archers. Imperial Age on the way from Argugu, though. Arbalest is clicked for Leary. And we'll see if Fox can hold now. WeSports did a great job holding at the front of their base. I don't know if Fox is going to be able to do the same. This army is very scary. 40 Arbalests now, right up in your grill. When most of your team is, well, all of your team is still in Castle Age, is kind of tough to deal with. Mihai clicks up to Imp, so we're going to try and survive the next 3-4 minutes. I don't know if we can, though. We're inside the walls. Mihai's going to be taking some heavy damage here, maybe Dark, depending on which way WeSports wants to go now that they're inside. Fox is kind of split up behind this, too. Margugo on one side, the other two on the other. And these Arbalests, man, are a problem. Dark's going to lose everything trying to dive in on the skirms. He needs to clear up the skirms so his ranged units can engage. But I think this is a terrible fight for Fox. I think it's a really bad fight for Fox. Crossbows against the Arbalests is just not good. It's good micro for Mihai, but MBL's army does get cleared up. But Dark's army has also thinned out considerably. Oh, MBL loses everything here too. Castle goes down. It takes out a Treb that Leary was sending forward. Now Hard has switched into elephants. Khmer battle elephants. Very strong. Imp is only a minute away for Heart. He's got Knights in the back as well. The Arbalests are still alive back here. They could do a lot of damage, especially on these PCs back here for Dark. But, I mean, Mihai also has a ton of villagers that are kind of just left out to dry here. Good quick walls. Beautiful quick walls, honestly. Oh! Doesn't get the last one. Half archers are here, though. Maybe we don't take too many losses. Parthian heavy cavalry archer coming in from Margugu. He's already got Bracer. So his Cav archers are going to be pretty strong very shortly. But at the front, the elephants are running in. And Mihai has nothing to deal with this. Mihai reaches Imp, but he's only got 20 crossbows left on the field. He can afford Bracer. Can't even afford Chemistry. I don't think he got that yet. He's losing production buildings on the front. Trebs are here for Leary. I think WeSports takes it from here, I think. Dark also has nothing on the field. He's trying to get up to Imp, but he's had to stall out production to do so. And his team's just, like, dying while he's doing this. So now we have to wait another 3 minutes so that Dark can get Cavalier and then Paladin. So realistically, it's going to be, like, 7 minutes before he has a fully upgraded army on the field. I just don't think it's... I think we're dead before that happens. MBL's the weak point here. MBL is only up to Imp now and has basically no military on the field. So if there's one way back into this game, it's... I mean, there's not a ton of military, honestly, for all of WeSports. Is there still a chance here? So many buildings have gone down. A lot of damage has been done to Fox's bases. Is there a potential of a turnaround here? I don't know. Huns don't get bombard cannons, so we need a castle here from Margugu so we can start siege warring. Mayans also don't get bombard cannon, which is kind of an issue. I guess we do have a castle at least from Mihai, so we could conceivably start making some trebs. But I think we've lost too much ground at the front of our bases. Okay, Navy is going to go down for Leary, I think. Okay, he does notice this, which is incredible in and of itself. Arbalest is on the way. Chemistry, Thumb Ring. So these are about to be fully upgraded Mayan Arbs. Tusk Swords coming in. We already have Elite Battle Elephants. So these elephants are real beefy. We're just missing the last attack upgrade on them. Cavalry archers are simply tickling the elephants at this point. Look at how long it takes. We've got 60 cav archers here, and they're like, it takes like 3 volleys to kill an elephant. Going for the walls in front. This is something I love about Mihai. He always walls in front of his trebuchets. He's one of the only pros that does this consistently. Okay, we're losing elephant numbers a bit here. Shipwright is coming in for dark. MBL has arrived with Rattan archers, elite Rattan archers now. Paper money just came in for MBL. I feel like that's not going to pay off before this game ends, I gotta be honest, but maybe if it's a long game it will. I suppose if WeSports doesn't end the game right here, it will be a long game, so maybe it's worth getting, I don't know. It's not looking great here, though. Hart is switching into Hussar because we don't have the resources needed for the elephant spam. Trade is becoming an issue. Neither team has really set up trade just yet. They're thinking about it now, both sides. Castle might go down here, barring some lucky treb shots the other way. This would be big if this castle does go down. How much stone does Mihai have left? Not a ton. Rattan archers are just soaking the shots here. It feels like the cav archers are getting such little value in this fight. But I know they are. They still are. It just feels bad when they're just flinging hundreds of arrows into elephants and Rattan archers. Interesting that Dark is going heavy into the Navy. Even getting careening and stuff. Very, very interesting. Theory was taking gold forward here. Look at all the castles. Triple castle stack from Leary, and Hart has one back here. MBL has 2 on this side. Just a great push. Coming in from multiple angles here. It's going to be a keep... Or sorry. We don't even have guard tower in yet. It's going to be a watchtower, guard tower push here from MBL on the right-hand side. Trade is also pathing directly through the fight, which is not good. Why did we set the markets up so far forward? I guess there's not space anywhere else. But it's not pretty. That being said, Leary had to back up with his trebs. The castle stays standing for now for Mihai, and Leary is now losing. He's going to lose this castle, and he's starting to lose this one. Can the pushback happen? Still feel like no. We've got Imperial Skirms now in here for Leary. Armenian Imperial Skirms is interesting, actually. That's pretty good, right? That should be pretty good. I mean, they're fully upgraded. But they are just skirms still at the end of the day. Trying to dive in against gold composition units. What's Dark doing? He's flooding out Hussar to try and prevent MBL from continuing the push in here. He is pushing down a castle from MBL on this side. And he's still winning water. Oh, Dramens going down for free here from Leary is very unfortunate. That's ugly, actually. Elephant raids in the back. You don't see that very often. Castle completes here. Rattans are gonna still be annoying at the base of this castle. Full Hussar spam here from Dark. Is that good enough? I feel like no, but we'll see. He is able to snipe another Treb here. That's nice. If you could get a Hussar in over on this side, where all the skirms are, it feels like it'd be a little bit better. Keep is now coming in for MBL. We're running out of resources in the back. This is another issue. WeSports has been able to take all of these extra resources in the middle, whereas Fox has been really just pushed back into their own bases. So we're going to be running out of trees here pretty soon. Feels like. Leary's down to only one castle. He's lost two. MBL is still managing to hold on to his castle on this side for the time being, but he's almost gone through all of his stone. I still think this is a really good fight for Fox, but eco numbers severely in WeSports' favor. Total population in their favor. Mihai does not really have the eco needed to deal with this anymore. Is the big issue. And like I said, we're going to, even if it's just a stalemate at the front, it's still going to run out of res eventually, and the GG is called. So WeSports evens up the series here, 1-all. And water difference? Maybe. Leary found a lot of value with those galleys in the back after winning water, right? He was delaying TCs, killing Vills as they came across. Maybe not having a water sieve here was a little too much for Fox to overcome. I don't know. The lame from MBL maybe mattered as well. That was a fun opening. Feels like forever ago. MBL just doing MBL things, man. Something I really appreciate about MBL is that he does not care whether it's a 1v1 or a team game. He's still playing like MBL. He's still laming. He's still going skirmishers. He's still dropping towers everywhere. Like, MBL does not switch up who he is for team games. All right. No time to waste. No time like the present. Welcome in Game 3, Fox versus WeSports. We are here on PAG, which has given us some really, really good games. I like this map a lot. So let's introduce our teams. We've got, for Fox, Margugu is in the Giga pocket, playing as the Franks. Dark is pocket, playing Celts. And Sebastian is at the front, playing as the Britons. They're up against MBL. The MBL. Sorry, MBL. Playing as the Malay. Pocket is Hart, playing as the Aztecs. And then Leary has the Giga pocket as the Vikings. So again, Fox does not have water sieves to select from. This is the second game in a row that it might matter. Water is pretty important on this map. Leary has the Vikings back in the Giga pocket, so he's probably just going to be playing water on both sides. Aztecs from Hearts? Maybe. We're probably going to see Onager, right? From both of our pockets, Aztecs and Celts. Feels like that's the only thing we can see between those two civs. And then probably just archers at the front for Seba and MBL. Franks for Margugu. Okay. This is another map you kind of have to... I guess you don't have to. We did see... Who was it? I'm forgetting my stats here. Oh, who was it? Somebody we saw recently. Ignored water completely. Their Giga Pocket just slung from the back all game. Might have been Ling Yuan. Was it Licks just full slinging? That feels like maybe it could have happened. So I wonder if we see something similar here. Although I don't... That's not what I... Probably wouldn't pick the Franks if that was going to be my strategy. Otter, welcome in. How have the delays been? There have been no delays because these are all recordings. So that's one way to fix the delay problem, is to have the set played ahead of time. Then Leary can make all of the noodles he wants in peace. Dock on the right-hand side for Leary. Dock on the right-hand side for Hart. Interesting. Guess we want to take advantage of the fish while Leary is producing Navy. I don't think Hart's going to get too involved on water here with the Aztecs. At least I would be surprised if he did. It's a dock on the right-hand side for Dark. Dock on the left for Margugu. So Margugu's completely alone on the left-hand side right now. I do think Leary will get over there eventually, but for now, he has a peaceful fish boom. Are noodles in English reserved for Asian ones? Yeah, I guess so. I suppose so. I'm thinking there's like egg noodles, which I guess are Asian, and then everything else is like ramen and stuff like that. So yeah. Noodles are Asian, and then it's like pasta for Italian. And German Italian pasta is also noodles. Interesting. So I wonder what it is that it's probably... I know Leary is not German, but his language is closer to German than English. I wonder if... Do we know what Leary was actually making? I was assuming like instant noodles or something, but... What if he was making a spaghetti dinner? This adds a layer to things. Alright, well, MBL, like I said, you can't stop MBL from playing like MBL. He is sending 5 villagers forward, and it's going to be a tower rush at the front of Sebastian's base. It's very awkward to wall around the sides here, but I guess we can do it pretty easily. Unfortunate thing is all of the stone and the main gold is right at the front of Seba's base, so a tower like right here could be really tough to deal with. Okay, we're dropping archery ranges here, and MBL says, fine, I'll just make my tower right in between the two. We've got a lot of scouts taking the fight together. Oh, okay, Sebastian saves his scout. I was going to say he was going to lose it, but Hart loses his eagle. MBL has to pull back with his scout, not get body blocked by Leary, ideally. Leary won't be able to take this fight as Dark arrives. First tower completes for MBL, but he gives up on that one because Sebastian has counter-towered. He's going to make a second tower back here. Is this even out of the range of Sebastian's already standing tower, though? I feel like it's not. Unless the hill is creating some optical illusions here. Okay, apparently it is. Maybe once fletching comes in it won't be. But neither player has fletching so far. I need to clarify, yeah. In one of Leary's essays, he said it was instant noodles. Okay, that's better. That's definitely better. It looks really bad if you're making, like, a full spaghetti and meatball dinner in the middle of a set, for sure. That looks way worse. Pressure is back in MBL's base now. He drops a tower in defense of his gold. He's got a beautiful low elo legend mining camp here between the gold and the stone. That's really nice. Okay, the fish is not... Has nobody gone water? Nobody's gone water. Leary picked Vikings to go scout from the back. This is some MBL nonsense. This is 100%. This is MBL's portion of the strategy. MBL loves Viking scout rushes. I've never seen a player go Viking scout rushes like MBL, so it's very funny that Leary's the one doing it now. Meatball is the first thing I think of with spaghetti. That's so American. I'm also a vegetarian, so that shows you how hard ingrained that is into my brain. That I say spaghetti and meatballs as someone who has never eaten meatballs. So yes, that does perhaps show my Americanism. It's a good food eco for the Vikings. True, it is. I'm just surprised we haven't seen any Navy. It's actually Heart. We've gone Vikings Aztecs, and it's the Aztecs player going Navy to contest the fishing ships. Very interesting. I suppose Vikings can't make the singular fire galley, so maybe that makes sense. MBL has a second tower down. It seems to be in range. It is in range of this tower from Sebastian. Forward mining camp, okay. But unfortunately, Dark is making a forward siege workshop, which kind of... Well, it's not going to be pretty for MBL here very shortly. I'll put it that way. You have to be a little careful that Leary doesn't run through with his scouts. MBL doing a good job of walling behind this, although Margugu simply walks around the walls because there's no villagers underneath the TC. So MBL's going to lose at least one villager here. And we're going forward monasteries. Okay. Aztec monks versus Celt siege. Interesting. Feels like it should be better for Aztecs, right? Even if, like, scorpions and stuff are added in, the Aztec monks are so beefy that that probably is okay once they can get redemption stuff, obviously. Never eaten since when am I vegetarian? Well, when I was very, very small, I used to eat chicken noodle soup and fish sticks. Those were the only two meat things I've ever eaten in my life. Are those two things. And I probably stopped eating them when I was like 10, maybe like 12. Somewhere in there. So it's been a good decade and a half that I have not eaten any meat. Fox is pushing out here. Dark is knocking down the towers with his siege, while Margugu and Sebastian are dealing with the forward army. That's early, not as early as you, but still very early. Vegetarianism is pretty big in Germany, right? I don't know why I feel like that's the case, but there's some knowledge rattling around in my head that tells me that it's much more of a thing in Germany than... It is getting bigger in the US. I will say that. It's come a real long way since I've been alive as far as popularity, and like public restaurants and stuff have come a long way in that regard. But it was definitely not much of a thing early on in my life around me. In your childhood, it was more of a thing than in France. Interesting. Yeah, my mother has been a vegetarian my entire life, so I was brought into that world pretty early on. but it was very difficult to operate. Like, going over to other people's houses was always a pain because, of course, they were always eating meat. And then if we're eating out, very few restaurants had actual main courses that were meat-free and stuff. So it was very tough early on. But like I said, it's becoming much better nowadays, luckily. All right, let's see these monks in action. We're going to need some big conversions to come in here from Hart. I think he's going to get them, though, right? Okay, delete comes in on the mangonel. A couple scorpions do get converted. Light cav dive in on the monks, though. Aztec monks are not. They're going to go down. Was that enough? I don't know. Sebastian's going to hit... This is maybe the big issue here. Is Sebastian's going to hit Castle Age with an army, and MBL has basically nothing. MBL is still in the feudal age, by the way. And does not have any military on the field. So as these Celt siege units are rolling in here, if Sebastian can get Bodkin crossbow, it's going to become very difficult for Hart to find good conversions. School trips were a huge issue. More or less didn't eat for a week then. Yeah. Yeah. I was lucky enough to also be homeschooled, so that was one thing I didn't have to deal with. That was one thing. Alright, finally Leary is making some navy. It's on the left-hand side, so... I mean, it doesn't look like Margugu's getting a lot of value out of these fishing ships anyway. They're probably coming all the way down here to try and take this. So I don't think Margugu is thinking about the water very much. Okay, we also have navy on the right-hand side, so... Fox has to hope that this push happens very quickly and very disastrously for WeSports, because if this push gets stalled out at all, it's going to be real tough to make this game go long without any control over any water here. It doesn't take too long before you start needing the wood over here and or the ores over here, so... Time is ticking for Fox, but their push continues. MBL still not going military at all. He's got some towers. He's been forced off of his main gold, though. Where's his secondary gold? Back here. He still has enough for the time being. But these Briton crossbows are really an issue. They make it so tough for the Aztec monks to find value. I guess they are still one range behind the monks, so maybe with good enough micro, like have dive in. Scorpions are going down behind. Siege Workshop's going to go down for Hart, though. Does he have another one? He actually does not. That could be an issue. That might be an issue. We're also quite close to pushing in on the monasteries, which would also be kind of an issue. You saw some dead ducks at a market when you were 5 and decided not to eat animals. Were your parents not vegetarian, or were they? That's another tough thing. Like I said, my mother was a vegetarian, so I didn't have to deal with that. But I've known people that were vegetarians growing up when their parents were not. And that's a whole other... that's a whole nother level of potential issues, depending on how accommodating your family is, I suppose. Okay, yeah, you're the same way as me, family-wise, then. My father still is, to this day, is a, like, meat and potatoes every single meal kind of person. But it all works out. Skill Sue, welcome. How's it going today? Forward castle here from Sebastian. Going to clear up the remnants of MBL's tower defenses. I like that MBL's trying to help out. He's making little palisade gates and stuff to... Oh, nice crop shot there. To maybe make things more awkward. Leary is up to Imp. The eco is flowing nicely for Leary. He is the Vikings, though. Which is one of the worst civs to get up to Imp with, realistically. We're not even going to have a range advantage over the Castle Age Britain crossbows. Is a little awkward, but might still be okay. Heart's also up to Imp. Getting, like, block printing here is probably a huge deal for Heart going forward, but Imperial Age coming in for Sebastian. How's the rest of the team looking? Not amazing. How does anything here deal with Imperial Age Britain Arbalests, though? Aztecs can't deal with it. Or sorry, Vikings can't deal with it. Aztecs probably can't deal with it that well. Malay, it doesn't matter. MBL has just hit Castle Age. He's not going to be a force to think about here anytime soon. Do we have to go SO? Is that the only way to deal with it? That's so expensive. Do the trees in the middle have extra wood? No. They don't. Yeah, so how's the wood situation? There is still a lot here. The good thing for Fox is they've pushed WeSports so far back that they actually have decent control over some wood lines, though this is all rangeable from the water, so if Leary actually goes a bit heavier into longboats... Oh, and we already see him in the back here, causing some issues on the res in the back. Okay. Looks like Dark's trying to get back on water. I have no idea what the Celt water tree looks like in Imp. I don't feel like they're that good, right? If the Celts had a good water tech tree, then they'd actually just be a straight up really good water civ with their wood bonuses. So they must be missing important things. I feel like, or else we'd see them on water maps more often, wouldn't we? It's quite good, really. Why are they not chosen on straight up water maps more often then? MBL's not having fun. MBL's not having a good time here. He is getting a TC up over on the right-hand side. Dark's trying to get a TC up on the right-hand side. How are we getting villagers over here, though? We're going to try and make the run. Well, we have forced the longboats back. So maybe we can control water just long enough to get some eco up on the right-hand side. That could be okay. Push is coming in, though. I assume, I didn't see it, but I assume we have... Yeah, we do have block printing in. So, we still have a range advantage monk versus arbalests for the time being. Theocracy. Thalassocracy. I've got water on my mind. But MBL's base is kind of gone from the mainland. Gets a second TC up over on the right-hand side. I mean, it's really bad. It's really bad. MBL has 10 more villagers than Sebastian, but Seba has 60 arbalests on the field. Starting to think the tower rush maybe did not pay off for MBL here. No fast fight. Okay, so no fast fire and no bracer. So they don't have amazing galleons either. That makes sense. They do have shipwright. Interesting. Treb's up on the hill. So Heart's going to lose a castle next. We're getting coinage. Okay, sure. Leary is doing work on the left-hand side still. And looks like he's won back the right-hand side, or is about to. But the TC does complete here. Why are there so many bears here? MBL's just walked into a entire family of bears. This guy stands no chance. He got swarmed. Okay. Where is MBL going? Is he trying to build something around the back? That could actually be good. Leary has the water under control, so MBL could potentially start dropping something in the back here. He's still being chased by bears. At the front, Castle goes down for Heart. Castle is going to start being trebbed down here for Leary. I don't think Warwolf has come in yet for Sebastian, so he can't just easily win the Treb War. But he might end up winning it anyway, because Margugu has a lot of cavalry here, and as soon as the castle goes down, all of this army can dive straight in. MBL helping out here. See? MBL, perfect teammate. Perfect teammate. Repairing castles. He's doing all the dirty work here. Although I will say Margugu is body blocking the Treb shots with his cavalry. See these Cav units going down, soaking up Treb shots for the trebuchets. Paladin is in for Margugu. The TC did complete, but WeSports knows about it because MBL walked straight past it. So it feels like we need to start thinking about that. Look at how much eco is over here. Is there a world where you get completely wiped off of the mainland but still win because you have side? I mean, there is a world, for sure. I don't know if that's easy to do. MBL is making barracks. Okay. He's still in the castle age. So is this long swords? We'll check back in momentarily. Heart switched onto eagles. Aztecs do have the worst eagles, though. They get the extra attack, but it would definitely be nicer to have any other eagle in this situation right now. It is going to be long swords. Men-at-arms coming in for MBL. It's actually, I didn't notice this, it's actually Heart and MBL repairing Leary's castle. So, big teamwork happening here. Eagles are getting ripped by the Arbalests, though. Paladin running in. They're killing Arbalest. I would have maybe liked to see them attack the trebuchets first, but that's okay. Paladin have come over to clear this up. So, the well, okay. Leary's not paying attention, so the longboats are actually going down to the Paladins, too. We do have 4 barracks, so surely these men-at-arms are going to be able to beat the Paladin. Bills all go down. It was a good thought. Paladin in the back. Apparently a lot of conversions came in at some point, because Heart has a lot of Aztec Cavalier back here, or at least did. Castle stays standing. Trebs have all gone down for Sebastian. He has to make more. But Paladin continue to flood in. PC check. We've got elite cannon galleons out for Leary. Okay, this is good. So this is gonna get cleared up for Dark eventually. It's gonna take a little bit. Doesn't look like Dark is really paying attention to this though. Left-hand side, MBL is all over the place. MBL might not have made military for the first half hour of this game, but he is really spreading his eco out. Paladin can run in on the right-hand side. Dark gets some fire ships out over here. Could actually kill this transport ship, which would be really bad. Okay, wait. Surely this transport ship doesn't die, right? Is it faster than the fire ship? It is. Okay, it's fine. That would have been unfortunate to have all the water controlled and still lose your transport. Leary is now slinging his team, which you have to with the Vikings because you can't really make a ton of really good units. More worthwhile to get your allies up. MBL is going to hit Imperial Age. Sebastian is microing against the longboats with his Arbalests. Okay. This Paladin flood on the right could be an issue. We do have a castle up over here, but there's still a lot of eco that could go down to a couple of Paladins if you're not paying attention. Gotta be real careful in here. Longboats still providing value on the shorelines. Halb coming in for MBL. It's going to be full Halb spam. Don't know where he's spamming this from. Does Halb actually get denied out of this barracks? I think it does, right? Unless he distracts. This could be important. It comes in, it's fine. Oh, this is where all the Halbs are coming from. MBL has heavily fortified this little alcove that he still had villagers on. Okay. I think WeSports is winning, right? Warwolf is coming in for Sebastian, though. And that's going to be an issue when nobody can make bombard cannons, except for MBL, but I don't think we're going to see MBL bombard cannons anytime soon. So that means the Treb Wars are no longer going to go in WeSports' favor. I still think they're fine, though. They've got full control over both sides, which is very important now. Resource check back in for Fox. It's getting pretty awkward. It's getting really awkward, actually, finding wood lines. There's like some safe-ish wood up here, but between the cannon galleons and the longboats, there's not a ton that is safe from the Navy anymore. Oh, MBL does have a bombard cannon out. Okay, he's putting in the work. As long as the Britain Arbs can't dive on the bombard cannons for free. Yeah, this is fine. I think WeSports takes this one again. I think they do. This pushback is coming in real hot and heavy. Yeoman is denied thanks to the cannon galleons. Yeoman is very valuable against the bombard cannons, and the GG comes in anyway. I'm going to bring it back to the draft. I don't think you can come into this map without any water sieve. I really don't. Especially end play it this way. Like, maybe if you can get your eco out here earlier and actually take control over the sides, maybe you can get away with it. But to have no water control and be full focused in a middle push, I just don't think it's going to play out for you. Because suddenly you can't take anything here, you can't take any of these resources, nothing here, right? It just cuts so much of your economy down. Like I said, I do think that WeSports looked a little rough on this map last time we saw them. But we'll see. Maybe they've improved, or maybe I'm misremembering. So welcome in. Potentially decider match here, WeSports versus Fox. Fox needs to win both of their last 2 games in order to win the set and move on to the playoffs. Let us introduce the players here, as we've got villagers scrambling around the map. So MBL, playing as the Dravidians, is down here. He's going to probably be contesting the water early on. Hart has the Lithuanians, and Leary has the Berbers. They are both heading up into Boar City. On the other side, Margugu has the Saracens, and he's going to be in the water position. Saracens do have a good dock, so I don't hate that. And then it's going to be Dark playing as the Spanish, and Sebastian playing as the Hindustanis. Very, very strong civs here for, well, for both players, but particularly for Fox. Hindustani, Saracen, Spanish is a killer civ lineup. Wow, look at this. Sebastian is building his TC all the way over on WeSports' side. Interesting. He says, no boars for you after all. I mean, there are some here, but theoretically, if Sebastian just can be alive up here, suddenly Dark has access to everything on the other side. I actually like this a lot. This is the first time I've seen a player actually come all the way over to build this. Usually they actually just take their sides. It's going to be really awkward, actually. This is going to be really awkward for Hart, specifically. Okay, MBL is going to try to come down here and steal some boars before the TC completes. I don't think he's going to make it in time, though. Okay, maybe he can snag this one at least. Yeah, MBL really does not have access to a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boars to split between the two of them. Also, Dark is trying to block MBL's villager in front of the TC. Bill goes down. MBL does get the boar. But MBL, okay, I was going to say, you better not lose another villager. All right, so Sebastian is going to make things messy up here. I like to see this. We'll see how messy he can make it. He's looking for a wall in on MBL here. MBL says, no, please, I do not want that to happen. Elsewhere, I guess nothing else is happening because all the action is right up here. Okay, Sebastian's horse is going to block for his villager. I mean, if Dark just FCs into a castle drop, are Hart and Leary not just dead? Theoretically, you should be able to get up faster. Maybe not. I guess there are still a lot of boars up here. Maybe you can match the timing. There is stone back here. So theoretically, it might be okay. Leary, it's now Leary's turn to maybe lose a villager here. He's trying to take 2 boars. He loses a vill. Oh, God. Oh, no. Boars get stolen back by Sebastian. Oh, sorry. That was always Leary. Why am I saying MBL? Sorry, I'm slandering MBL's boar luring for nothing. It's the switching colors gets me every time. I don't feel like I internalize player colors that much, but I clearly do. All right, Leary. This is Leary. So Leary has lost 2 villagers now to these boars. Okay, I should have known. I should have known that MBO would never. Boars are looking pretty few and far between up here for WeSports. We're down to our last 2 left alive. Feudalage is coming in for a number of our players. MBL's already there, though, as is Margugu, so we're going to be getting some water shenanigans going. Maybe not. Okay, never mind. I said Saracens have a good dock. Apparently, Margugu does not care. He is going double forward archery range. He's going for a classic Saracen archer spam. Absolute classic. Maybe, and he could kill these town centers. These things have no defensive capabilities. So with the Saracen building bonus, he could just come down here and wipe out all of these structures, which feels pretty good. What's happening? What's happening here? Okay, Leary gets some revenge on Sebastian. He's going to punch this villager to death. And Sebastian is going to come out here with more villagers. And he's going to try and take Leary off of the stone. There is still a couple stone piles in the back, so Leary does not really need to be on this stone, necessarily. Leary's going to lose another villager if Sebastian blocks like he can, and he does. It's a third villager at least down for Leary. I might have missed one. Saracen archers arrive. Oh, God. I think we might see a game 5 here, you guys. I'm not calling the GG for anyone here, but we might see a game 5 potentially. Hart loses a lot of villagers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe. He's trying to get a marketplace up for himself so he can go Castle Age. He does click up, but he is well behind Dark. And Dark's going to have a castle ready to go. And it's a real spicy castle. I'm just going to say it. I feel like there's only one place this castle's going to go. But maybe we'll wait and see. Leary tries to drop a tower on his stone back here. That's not going to happen. The only positive thing I can say is MBL has won water completely. So WeSports does have the fish boom going for them. Oh, geez. How many villas is Hart lost now? 8? Gonna be 9. GG just comes in as indeed there was only one place for that castle to go. Well, I said WeSports didn't look the best on this map, and they weren't playing it badly, but Fox played it better. The TC up here from Sebastian was so smart. I don't know why I've never seen this before. It makes all the sense in the world. Instead of walking here, you just walk over here, and you deny all of that res from your opponents. Huge. MBL says I did my part. I won water. I don't know what your guys' problem was. So we're going to go on to a game 5. This set would probably have taken an extra hour and a half if they weren't Rex. So maybe this is just the better way to do it. I don't know. But welcome in. Game 5 decider match here. Fox versus WeSports. We are on Fugo Marra. And winner moves on to the playoffs. Loser is not eliminated, but they will have to fight their way through the loser's bracket if they want to continue on in the tournament. So big game here. Let's introduce our teams. Which orientate? Yeah. So Mihai is back playing as the Tatars. Pocket is Sebastian playing as the Slavs, and the other flank is Margugu playing as the Ethiopians. Okay, as we see players bringing in elephants. They're up against MBL playing as the Koreans. Pocket is Hart as the Persians, and Leary has the Portuguese on the other side. All right. So Fugo Marra. Players start with a camel scout and a regular scout. Most of the food is in the middle here. There are groups of gazelle, ibex, and all of the elephants are in the middle. So we're seeing the players picking away at the elephants here, trying to lure them back towards their ecos. I feel like Fox has not had a tremendous win-loss record on this map. I know Sebastian lost to Leary 1v1 during the show match on this map. I don't remember past that, but I have some sort of recollection that they have not had a good win-loss record. Ooh, that camel almost died to the ibex there. The ibex ran right in front of the camel. Sebastian is really playing with... Why is he so close? Elephants aren't that blind. you can actually get a little bit out in front of them. I will say, though, sometimes if you're head on to the elephant, the trunk can be deceiving. I don't know if you've ever lamed an elephant before with a scout unit. From the side, it's fine. But the actual hitbox of the elephant, and so the vision of the elephant, is from the body, not the head. So sometimes it looks like you're closer to the elephant than you are because of how far out the elephant's head goes, and you can lose aggro on it. So I will say that. Maybe that's why Sebastian was dancing so close to the elephant there on that lure. Either way, he brings it in just fine. Hart can no longer bring anything back with that scout, as we've got Leary and Mihai over here with their scout army. Sebastian joins with his scout. And we're going to take a fight here. I'd like to have seen both players there focusing on the camel, I think. I think it's most important that you get HP off the camels, not necessarily scouts. MBL still has a full HP camel, by the way, as does Leary, which is really good. Sebastian's going to go home. He could still take an elephant with his regular scout, but it's a little iffy with the enemy team hanging around. Feudal Age coming in for all of our players here. Ooh, Mihai loses his scout and takes damage on his camel scout running into Leary's TC. That is really unfortunate. There is some variability in where your opponent's bases are, but that's tough to excuse, I think, to run into the TC here in this situation. You know roughly where it is, right? It's really tough to lose HP like that. MBL saves his scout thanks to his slightly faster Feudal Age timing than Margugu. Also, the trap. So he kills the scout. Nice. Does lose his own scout in the process. Alright, so Mihai with the Tatars is opening archers. Margugu, obviously, with the Ethiopians will be archers, and Slav player in the pocket will go scouts. I imagine it's the same on the other side. Archers from our flanks. Stable in the middle. Okay. Alrighty. And we'll transition into a more regular open map game from here on out, probably. Oh my god, MBL. What? Why did he put this tower here? What? That's such a weird tower. It's not on any resource. It is at the top of the hill, which is cool, I guess. But feels like everything... I guess maybe the gold, since it's so close to the TC on the other side, maybe the gold is secured from most angles? I don't know. I trust MBL and his tower knowledge. MBL plays more tower defense than any other pro in the game. So hopefully he knows where to put him. Scouts moving across the field here for Hart. Sebastian is tracking with his own. Camels are very weak for both players, though Leary still has his full HP. Not anymore, though. That was a good little snipe from Sebastian getting HP off. Now Mihai is here with his archers. So WeSports going to have to back up. Fletching coming in for MBL. Already has the armor with the Koreans, so early on, this should be a pretty good engagement against Margugu's Ethiopian archers. Obviously, long-term, Ethiopians are just better, but for now, should be okay, as long as MBL's paying attention. Scouts chasing each other across the field. Where are the archers for... Okay, they're just chilling out here for Leary. Interesting. Gonna pop out here with a lot of archers, potentially. Might need them, although the flag might be enough to scare away Fox without even seeing the military. Archer numbers are far better for Margugu compared to MBL, though. MBL, did he just go one range? One range archers. He drops the second range now, but he's already so far behind in production. Margugu is matched fletching, does not have the armor yet. Leary emerges from his archery ranges with his archers. Did enough to take this fight? I don't know. Mihai with the Tatars taking the hill. He's having to duel lions as well as the army, though, with these archers. Players seem to be at a bit of a stalemate on the other side. Where are my resources? Okay. We're just full producing here. We are killing a lot of lions. Not very nice. These are endangered animals here. I'm just going to throw that out there. A lot of lions going down. Why is MBL out here with a villager? Is he trying to take an elephant? Now his villager's half dead. I don't think he can even take one. I mean, she's fully dead now. Okay. He was just making outposts. Oh, he was simply making outposts. Interesting. Taking a fight. Still no... Oh, sorry, this is Mihai now. This is no longer Margugu, so he does have full upgrades on these archers. MBL's Ville's just trying to simply be lumberjacks. And they're having to dodge arrow fire while they're doing it, which is not great. So many archers, 18 archers for both of our Fox players. That's outscaling WeSports on both sides really nicely. So the builds look a little bit better for raw production, at least for Fox. See if they can leverage that into damage. And we'll see when and whom first starts to think about Castlage here. It looks like Leary is starting to float some res. Maybe Margugu? MBL coming in hot. There is already a tower up back here, which is going to help Margugu a lot. Both players just passing. MBL also has some villagers that could be hit, but Margugu turns around as he sees this army. Maybe a little too passive from Margugu. I feel like you just stay forward, right? You're going to lose so much time just walking around the map with this army. Although I suppose if you can full clear up MBL's army, it'll be worth it. The army is coming back for Sebastian, so MBL's got to be careful. Castlage on the way for Leary. It's going to be Sebastian clicking up next. How? How is our scout player the first one on our team clicking up? That's kind of crazy. I guess Slavs, right? We've got 20 Slav farms. That gets you a lot of the way there. Castlage coming in for Heart as well. MBL's going to lose everything. Oh boy, MBL loses everything. That's really bad. I mean, he's been running around with this army for so long that he does have a fair bit of army still in defense again, but losing fully half of your army, basically for free, is really tough. On the other side, Hart is coming in on Mihai's base. He splits his scouts up in both directions. And maybe clear up archers and take some vills? Well, he clears up some archers. And he takes down a vill. That's good. That's good damage. Leary's going to head out with his archer army again. Everyone's up to Castlage except for MBL. And why? Why is MBL so far behind? I'm not sure. That could be rough on that side. Things could go really bad on the bottom right-hand side there for MBL shortly. Castle Age is coming in for our other players. Heart. Going Knights. Triple stable Knights. 21 scouts are on the field for Sebastian. So he definitely needs the light cav upgrade. That's a lot of light cav. It's not enough over on this side, though, especially with Leary showing up. Mihai's trying to rush a tower up, but he's going to be losing a lot of villagers to get this up. Are there even any villagers left? The tower doesn't even go up. Mihai gets absolutely obliterated as he hits the Castle Age. Still has some army alive somewhere. Okay, he's getting some counter damage in on Leary. But he's going to lose this army as well. And he's not going to have an army or an eco, which is really tough. You can kind of get away with having only one or the other a little bit for a while, but you can't really get away with having neither. Sebastian getting in a lot of damage on Hard on the other side, though. All those light cav have shown up, and Margugu is here with his crossbows as well. Ethiopian crossbows. Now it's Hard's turn to maybe not get a tower up. Okay, tower does complete, but he loses a lot of villagers. He's losing knights as well to the crossbows. MBL is flaring like a madman, but has nothing to actually help with. He's bringing his archers over, but these are Ethiopian crossbows with bodkin and soon-to-be ballistics, so MBL's not really going to provide that much help. Hard is running with over a quarter of his eco towards MBL's base. Oh, MBL, not like this! MBL loses everything again. On the other side, though, Leary's army has continued on from Mihai's devastated economy, and it is now hitting Sebastian in the pocket. Sebastian lost a lot of military forward, so there's not too much in defense here. MBL is going to hit Castle Age finally. Only has 9 archers on the field, though, which is kind of rough. Margugu coming over to help. Could meet... Is this enough to clear up this army? We do have thumb ring in, we don't have armor in or ballistics for Leary, so yeah, I think this should be okay. Just a matter of how much we lose to clear this up. It's a good trade for Leary. It's about as good of a trade as he could have hoped for. But he loses a lot. He does still have army at home again, ready to go. But he does lose a lot. Ecos, dead even. Ecos are dead even. MBL is so dead. Why is MBL so dead? I guess he lost 9 villagers. But Mihai lost 21. Why is MBL so dead? Second TC here for Margugu. He is the first one to make a second TC. There are some gold piles around the back here that are kind of important to lock down if the game goes long. More crossbows arrive here for Margugu, but they will not last long as Leary and Hart are here to clear them up. Good clear up. Sebastian has quite the army on the field now. A little bit behind on pure knight numbers, but he still has 10 light cav mixed in as well. So he has a sizable army, and they're heading towards MBL's base. MBL does have guard towers in defense now. He has quite a few of them as well, so maybe that's okay. Second TC back here for Leary, who is flaring Mihai's cav archers, which are still running around. Missing a lot of upgrades on these cav archers, but it's to be expected when you get nuked down to like 20 villagers in Castle Age. MBL's got his numbers up, militarily at least. He's up to 24 crossbows, which is good. Cav dancing. Margugu dancing. Cav archers cannot deny this town center with the crossbows around. Another crossbow army circling back in again on Mihai, and there's not much here for Mihai to defend with. The eco is a disaster back here for Mihai. Oof. But Leary's getting hit again. The Cavs show up. Where are the armies? They're not here. So we're going to be losing some villagers inside our base. Hart delays with his own cavalry as long as he can. But that's a good raid. Mihai responds immediately to the crossbows on the other side. Great micro there to dodge the ballistics as well with the villagers. MBL trying to take a fight now, but it's 2v1. Where is Hart's cavalry? They're here, okay. They're trying to chase down Sebastian's army, which continues to find kills inside Leary's base. Good job pestering Leary here. I like that a lot. Hart goes for the second TC. It's a nice TC as well. As far as they go on this map, anyway. Mihai still has these Cav archers in here. Ballistics is on the way. Still no bloodlines. Margugu's eco is looking good, as is Sebastian's, actually. MBL is just not making villagers. Do I see idle TC time here? 7 minutes! 7 minutes of idle TC time for MBL. He's just not on food. He is simply not on food. Does he have 0 on food? He has 3 on food somewhere. But he is full military production, which, I mean, that's why he's been able to get his military numbers back up. I gave him kudos for that. But long term, it's not going to feel good if you're just not making eco. He's been passed up by Mihai again. That's how idle MBL has been this game. He's been passed up by Mihai on villagers. Mihai, who lost 21 villagers in this game. Oh boy. Big fight here. Big fight. Everybody's here. Everyone's joined the party. Let's see how this looks. Okay, a couple stray shots hitting Ibex. Cav players are really dancing. Ethiopian crossbows are putting out more DPS than everything else here, though. And it's not good. It's really not good for WeSports. It is super not good for WeSports. Oh no, it's actually a disaster. I think they're dead. I think Fox just won the game, maybe, with that one. They're not going to call it yet. But that was brutal. Margugu still has his entire army alive. There are still Cav archers and knights alive. 66 to 34 military is super not ideal. We're also behind 40 villagers. MBL still has not crested 40 villagers. He finally queues up some more. Leary also has really taken a lot of raiding damage. He's lost 27 villagers now, Leary has. Which is... I mean, he hasn't lost, like, 10 villagers in one go yet. But... just like 3 or 4 here, 3 or 4 there. It starts to add up. Sebastian says, who cares? I've got eco for days with the Slavs. Kill my knights. I simply do not care. Dives underneath the TC. He's killing villagers. Crossbows are dying. Just looked at the Lencoi game. What a great move. I loved that strategy in the Lencoi game. I honestly loved that. Super giga-brained from Fox, for sure. MBL finding some value around here with the crossbows, but he's going to be found out by Sebastian. And is there a way back into this game now for WeSports? Hart's eco is still good, but it's not as good as Sebastian. Margugu's going to go imp. Margugu clicks Imp. Still has 50 crossbows out and around. He's got a lot of them forward, some in defense here. Again, this is just a better engagement for Margugu with the Ethiopians compared to MBL. I guess he is still missing that second armor, but Sebastian shows back here on the gold. MBL really cannot afford to lose eco. He basically has not made any eco this game. He's up to 11 minutes of idle TC time. And he loses a lot of vills here. Oh my god. The pathing is atrocious. It doesn't really matter at this stage, but man, that's rough. Big cavalry fight in the middle. Sebastian's going for a forward market. Not quite sure why he's doing that, but the villagers go down. Hart's basically the only player still alive in this game. Leary's got 22 crossbows, but that's it. Floodline's finally on the way for Mihai, who's adding in a second TC. Margugu still has a big army in the back, and we're only a minute away from being able to get upgrades on this army. Hart looking for some raiding damage. Could find good kills in here. Okay, MBL jailbreaks his last two remaining villagers out of the tower. Leary is reminding people that there's a crossbow army back here somewhere. He doesn't quite have the location right, but here comes Sebastian. Hart can no longer search for the crossbows in the back. He was trying to hunt them down. He can't do it anymore because a huge army has shown up at his doorstep. 28 knights and 16 light cav, and the GG is called. WeSports goes down to Fox. Losing the last 2 games there. Oh boy. Lencoi was a strategy difference for sure. This one though, I just don't know. Felt like MBL was really not pulling his weight for this particular game. MBL looked great in this set. MBL played great for the rest of this set. But it was really rough, this game, and I don't really know why it was so rough for him. I'd have to go back and watch again, because, like, he didn't take that much damage early. I guess he had to drop all the towers. But he just stopped producing vills for a third of the game. And, well, Leary also ended up dying on the other side. Good damage against Mihai, but they could never really do any damage to Margugu or Sebastian. And at the end of the day, Slav eco better than Persian eco. At least in this situation it was. Ethiopians just have the better military compared to anything the Koreans or the Portuguese were making here.